According to NASA, Explorer is the most distant object made by humans inside the universe. It is delivering useful records to Earth once more. However, something exists within the universe, and we do not have any idea what it is, other than the fact that we can measure it. The infamous spacecraft Explorer-1, which was launched by NASA more than 4.5 decades ago, has recently sent back a message that has shocked people through the educational network. After commuting nearly 14 billion miles to Earth, Explorer-1 has discovered something so large that it has altered the course of its mission, reorienting itself to include our planet in this grandiose adventure. 7 minutes ago, Explorer-1 triggered an alarming discovery and turned toward Earth. But what exactly could this mean? This revelation may provide evidence of the existence of extraterrestrials or something even more awe-inspiring. In this fascinating study, we will investigate the thrilling discoveries Explorer-1 has just made, an astonishing revelation that caused it to abruptly turn in the direction of Earth. Documents regarding the Explorer twin probes indicate that if a particular divine event had not occurred, two of the most remarkable rockets ever launched would have never left Earth. In this instance, it was the alignment of the four largest planets in our solar system about 60 years ago. This planetary arrangement had last occurred during the administration of Thomas Jefferson in the early 19th century. This exciting planetary alignment was largely ignored until Gary Flandreau, a doctoral student in flight at the California Institute of Technology, recognized its significance. In 1965, while working part-time at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, Flandreau was tasked with determining the most efficient method for transferring a space probe to Jupiter or beyond, including Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Using just a pencil, he meticulously plotted the orbital paths of these massive planets and made an enthralling discovery. At the end of the 1970s and mid-1980s, all four planets would align in a way that made it possible for a single mission to visit them. This alignment meant that a spacecraft could use the gravitational force of each planet to slingshot itself to the next, significantly reducing travel time. Flandreau discovered that this alignment could cut the journey from Earth to Neptune from 30 years to just 12. However, there was a catch. This planetary alignment happens only once every 176 years. To take advantage of this rare opportunity, a spacecraft would have to launch by the mid-1970s. NASA seized this once-in-a-lifetime chance and built spacecraft to join Explorer-1 and Explorer-2 on their journey. These two spacecraft were launched on an extraordinary endeavor to investigate the outer planets in our solar system. Thanks to the planet's alignment and Gary Flandreau's visionary calculations, the Explorer twin probe's initial launch took place on September 5, 1977. Something truly outstanding happened in Cape Canaveral, Florida, when Explorer-1 set off on its epic journey into space. It was launched by a massive rocket, and 15 days later, Explorer-2 was released on August 20th, 1977. Explorer-1's journey into the vast universe had begun. Their primary goal was to investigate the enormous gas giants of our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn, along with their numerous moons. However, these brave space travelers defied all expectations, going far beyond the boundaries of exploration. They spent more time in space than any other historical spacecraft, setting numerous records on their awe-inspiring odyssey. Before entering interstellar space, these exploratory spacecraft ventured into completely unknown regions of our galaxy. Now, despite being 12 billion miles away from us, both Explorer-1 and Explorer-2 continue to surprise researchers with groundbreaking discoveries. Their most recent finding was so awe-inspiring that it caught everyone off guard. The Explorer twin probes have accomplished numerous remarkable feats. Decades ago, they studied the moons of Saturn and Jupiter, which initially surprised scientists. These moons, once believed to be dull and pitted like our moon, turned out to be hubs of lively activity. Explorer-1 made history in 1986 by becoming the first spacecraft to swing past Uranus. Just 3 years later, it zoomed past Neptune. As these spacecraft continued their intricate journey, NASA employed clever strategies to ensure they remained functional. They shut down non-essential components, including extra parts and power-hungry heaters, to extend the mission's lifespan. NASA's goal was to keep the spacecraft operational until at least 2025. The dedicated engineers and scientists who have been part of this incredible journey feel a mixture of emotions, knowing their work has been worth it. Just when it seemed like the Explorer missions were nearing their end, shocking new information emerged from the depths of space. Over 40 years ago, the Explorer probes surprised specialists by providing the first close-up views of Jupiter and Saturn's moons. Moons once thought to be monotonous and heavily cratered like our own. Instead, these moons were revealed to be dynamic worlds. In March 1979, just 546 days after its launch, Explorer 1 arrived at Jupiter, with Explorer 2 following in July of the same year. Each spacecraft was equipped with specialized cameras that captured stunning color images. These cameras rotated through space at a rate more than 40 times slower than a clock's hour hand, ensuring that the images were crisp and clear. The explorers took more than 33 images of Jupiter and its moons, revealing fascinating details. One of the most groundbreaking discoveries was Europa's cracked, icy surface, which was found to be more than 60 miles thick. The spacecraft then used Jupiter's immense gravity to slingshot towards Saturn, reaching incredible speeds of 35,700 miles per hour. As the explorers ventured further, they independently studied Saturn. Explorer 1 passed through Saturn's magnificent rings, enduring thousands of tiny dust particle impacts before flying past Titan, Saturn's largest moon, which is surrounded by an orange haze. Meanwhile, Explorer 2 continued its journey, reaching Uranus and Neptune in 1986. During its visit to Uranus, Explorer 2 discovered 10 brand-new moons, adding to our inventory of ring planets in the solar system. Tragically, however, just 4 days after its closest approach to Uranus, the Challenger space shuttle exploded during liftoff, killing all 7 crew members, including Krista McAuliffe, a teacher from New Hampshire who was to be the first civilian in space. 3 years later, as Explorer 2 flew past Neptune, it encountered the fastest wind speeds ever recorded in the solar system, up to 1,000 miles per hour. It also studied Neptune's largest moon, Triton, which was found to be one of the coldest places in our solar system, with surface temperatures plunging to minus 235 degrees Fahrenheit. Additionally, Triton's frozen volcanoes were discovered to spew nitrogen gas particles miles into its atmosphere. After capturing mesmerizing images of Neptune and its moons, both spacecraft were scheduled to turn off their cameras, marking the official end of their mission. However, renowned astronomer Carl Sagan and the imaging team intervened, hoping that the explorers could venture into interstellar space. In August 2012, Explorer 1 achieved a remarkable milestone by leaving the heliosphere, a vast region of charged particles emanating from the Sun. The date of the spacecraft's flight was August 25, 2012. This decision was based not only on the movement of electrons, but also on solar charge measurements, particles that the spacecraft gathered on that important day for the explorers. This announcement was a wonderful source of enthusiasm and pride. Susan Dodd, the team's mission director, expressed joy, stating, "We are satisfied and proud to have continued collaborating with the explorers and to witness them accomplish remarkable feats." A significant step toward reaching interstellar space, Ed Stone, an important figure in the Explorer missions from the start, emphasized the significance of this accomplishment in expanding our comprehension of space. According to him, Explorer 1 has led us to brand new findings by giving us a first look at this new region, advancing our scientific knowledge of energy and radiation in space. Explorer 2 crossed into space between the stars in November 2018, stepping out into the dark region beyond the protective rays of the sun's bubble that shields us from cosmic radiation. However, the truly shocking information emerged from Explorer 1. Following an incredible 46 years for NASA, Explorer 1, the most distant human-made spacecraft, continued to send important information back to Earth despite its vast distance. The spacecraft was over 14.7 billion miles away. Despite the primary mission being long over, this is where things got really interesting. Explorer 1 recently made an outstanding discovery that left researchers puzzled and deeply concerned. Rarely had such an event occurred. As Explorer 1 traveled through space, it began transmitting data to NASA, revealing a peculiarity in its trajectory. The signals it sent indicated an anomaly, something mysterious exerting an enormous gravitational pull on the spacecraft. This discovery shook the scientific community to its core, sparking a flurry of speculation. Could it be a black hole, a rogue planet, or something even more unusual? If true, the implications were staggering. This newly discovered object could fundamentally alter our understanding of the universe. NASA quickly assembled an emergency team of scientists to conduct further research, using every resource at their disposal to analyze the data and possibly redirect Explorer 1 to gather more information. The journey of Explorer 1 serves as a reminder of the vast unknown beyond our world and the eternal spirit of exploration. The spacecraft was equipped with 3 thermoelectric radioisotope generators, with an estimated operational lifespan of 4 to 12 years. Remarkably, Explorer 1 has significantly surpassed expectations, maintaining its mission for an astounding 45 years. Unlike solar panels, these radioisotope generators use the heat from plutonium-238's radioactive decay to generate energy. Despite its impressive perseverance, NASA has stated that by 2025, Explorer may first no longer be capable of producing enough power to operate its instruments and send back data to Earth. Routine communication with NASA's Deep Space Network could soon come to an end. Then, an extraordinary event occurred. After more than 40 years of uninterrupted data transmission, NASA's computers received a strange signal, one that caused widespread concern. For the first time in its history, Explorer 1 abruptly stopped and performed a complete 180-degree turn. The NASA team was astonished. For nearly half a century, the spacecraft had faithfully traveled in one direction. Now, it had inexplicably changed course. Since Explorer 1 lacked a propulsion system capable of such maneuvers, scientists and engineers scrambled to understand what had happened. Had the spacecraft encountered an unidentified force? Was it responding to an external signal? Or had something or someone deliberately altered its path? To rule out a system failure, NASA engineers carefully examined Explorer 1's telemetry data. The onboard systems appeared to be functioning normally. There were no signs of mechanical malfunction, and contact with Earth had not been lost. Yet, the signal it sent contained strange, unintelligible messages, unlike anything received before. Over the following weeks, NASA's Deep Space Network closely monitored the transmissions. Then, on an otherwise uneventful day at Mission Control, something extraordinary happened. A new, structured signal emerged, rhythmic, deliberate. At first, the patterns appeared random, but when decoded, scientists made a stunning discovery. The signal contained a sequence of prime numbers. Since prime numbers, which can only be divided by 1 in themselves, do not occur naturally in space, they are often considered a potential sign of extraterrestrial intelligence. The realization sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Could this be evidence of intelligent life? Had Explorer 1 responded to an external signal, or had it stumbled upon something that was never meant to be found? Recognizing the gravity of the situation, NASA assembled a top team of astrophysicists, cryptographers, and mathematicians to examine the enigmatic transmission. Then, another breakthrough occurred. Researchers discovered a secondary layer of information embedded within the signal. It wasn't just numbers. There were also complex waveforms suggesting an encoded image. Excitement turned to anxiety as NASA's computers processed the data. What they saw defied belief. Displayed on their screens was a star chart, a detailed map of the heavens, complete with coordinates. But at the center of the image was something truly shocking. An eerie symbol, strikingly similar to the shape of Explorer 1 itself. The implication was mind-boggling. Whoever sent this signal knew about Explorer 1. More disturbingly, they had been expecting it. And then the countdown began. As rumors spread, NASA faced an impossible decision. Should they attempt to respond? If so, how? Or had Explorer 1 accidentally stumbled upon something that humanity was never meant to find? The most terrifying discovery was yet to come. Hidden within the star chart was another sequence, a countdown. But a countdown to what? With only days remaining until the sequence reached zero, the world held its breath. NASA had no choice but to act before time ran out. The countdown ticked away, each passing moment intensifying the tension at NASA's mission control. Scientists, engineers, and officials gathered in hushed discussions, their eyes fixed on the screens displaying the ominous sequence. The question remained, what would happen when it reached zero? With only hours left, NASA made a fateful decision. A transmission was prepared, a simple message encoded in radio waves, acknowledging receipt of the signal and asking a single question: who are you? The message was sent. Then silence. Minutes passed, then hours. No response came. Yet the countdown continued. As the final seconds approached, the world held its breath. News of the anomaly had leaked, and speculation ran wild. Was it a message? A warning? A summons? Theories ranged from alien contact to the discovery of a cosmic event beyond human comprehension. Then zero. At precisely that moment, every deep space monitoring station on Earth detected an event unlike any before. A sudden, inexplicable fluctuation in Explorer 1's telemetry. The spacecraft, despite being billions of miles away, appeared to be experiencing drag. Something unseen was pulling on it. And then it vanished. One moment, Explorer 1 was transmitting. The next, all contact was lost. No explosion. No debris. Just gone. Mission control erupted into chaos. Every system was checked, rechecked, and checked again. There was no technical failure. No logical explanation. The most distant spacecraft ever launched by humanity had simply disappeared. The world demanded answers, but NASA had none. What force could pluck a spacecraft out of space itself? Was it a wormhole? A higher dimensional event? Or had Explorer 1 reached something we were never meant to understand? Then, a new signal. Not from Explorer 1, but from somewhere else. Deep in the void between the stars, a repeating transmission echoed through the cosmos. It was weak, distorted, but unmistakably intelligent. A single phrase repeated over and over. We are coming. And for the first time in history, humanity realized we were no longer alone.